Hey, Wild fans. Joe O'Donnell here. Glad to be joined by two Iowa Wild superstars, and Gerry Mayhew and Sam Annis. Fellas, how are you?
Good, Joe.
Good, Joe. We miss you.
Come on, Gerry, let's try that again.
Good, Joe.
Yeah, there we go. That's the Gerry Mayhew we all love. Congratulations, fellas. Obviously, disappointing news on Monday with the league canceling the rest of the season. But then yesterday, Tuesday, you guys handed very prestigious awards. The John B. Sullenberger Trophy going to Sam Annis as the league leading point getter, and the Willie Marshall Award for the league leading goal scorer going to you, Mr. Gerry Mayhew. Fellas, first of all, I guess let's start with Sam and what this accomplishment means for you, and I guess the excitement level. Unfortunately, with the season now being ended, but knowing that you've got a nice piece of hardware.
Yeah, it was kind of the unfortunate reality of the situation that we kind of realized that it was going to be very tough for us to finish. So kind of seeing it final it definitely stings, and it's cool to get some individual accolades, but I think all that stems from having such a good team this year, and nice to always have it with kind of how Gerry and I did it together, and it's cool, and we'll remember that forever.
And Gerry, your thoughts on finishing with 39 goals, the first player since 2011-12 to score at least 39 goals and winning that award from the AHL, the Willie Marshall Award?
Yeah, I didn't go into the season thinking I'd be scoring 39 goals. And it's, playing with Sam for 3 years, I think helped. We gel well together, and, we kind of know where each other are on the ice and stuff like that. And in the power play, it's key. He's a key guy on the power play, and, you got to give credit to your line mates. And, just the puck found the back of the net for me this year. And, hopefully many more to come like that. But it's an honor to get that award.
To fall just short of 40, number of reasons why, but NHL call-up was a good thing. The season being suspended and then canceled, obviously not so much, more on the negative side. But for a while there, 40 seemed realistic. You had a hat trick against San Diego. I thought there's no way, that you were going to stop shy of maybe 50. What did you have a goal for yourself as you put it? Things were rolling and you're finding the back of the net. Did you have aspirations at more?
Yeah, I did. When you start thinking about that kind of stuff, you kind of go dry, and I kind of just we started winning a lot of games, and it was fun winning, and I just wanted to win, and it would have been cool to get 50 goals, but I think that was a little stretch, but yeah, again, 39 goals, it's tough to do, and you can't do it without Sam and Sturmy even. So yeah, it was a big accomplishment for me, but I don't think 50 would be a lot of goals. I think we had 13 games left. Yeah, so that's tough, but I really didn't think about it toward the end.
Sam, you guys played a lot together this year and previous years. Gerry's on the left wing, you're on the right wing, and the center iceman changed over a couple of seasons from Justin Kloos. Gerry just alluded to Nico Sturm. There were other guys certainly this year that played the center ice position with you. A lot of talented teammates, but what about that ability, rotating centermen at times throughout the course of a long season, but you guys are still able to be consistent? What does that say sort of about the chemistry with you two?
Yeah, I think it just stems from the chemistry and us just kind of reading off each other's instincts. I think we're both very instinctual players, and just kind of building that chemistry and learning each other's habits and things like that on the ice. And whether it's something like we work on a one-timer for the power play, and whether Gerry likes it on his front foot or middle foot or not middle foot, in between his back foot, just things like that we kind of worked on to just kind of help us both. And I know if I put it in a better spot for him, he's more likely to score, and that's good for both of us. It's good for the team, and just great that we were able to work together so much, and I think it worked out for everyone.
Sam, you also have been around now for 4 seasons. You were part of teams that didn't win a lot at home, didn't win a lot overall. Not as bad as maybe the initial Iowa Wild years, but some missing the playoff type seasons. But to see how far this organization has come, and especially on home ice, what do you attribute that to? 21 wins at home this season in a shortened year, 23 last year, and just the difference in sort of that home ice advantage at Wells Fargo Arena.
I think it's just a testament to show how much the game and the popularity of the team has grown. And no matter where you are or what sport you're playing, people like winners. And the more we've won, the more fans have come. And so it's just good to see that our success on the ice has helped more fans come in the stands. And it works both ways. The more fans come in, I think it's a better place to play for us. And we like to win in front of them. And I think we really we really upset the game. I think it was the Eli Young Band game. We had a big crowd, and I think we lost. And that kind of hurt us, and we wanted to put on a good show. But it's just great to see the area grow, and the expectations for our team has just grown each year in what we want to accomplish.
All right, Sam, 70 points. Gerry, the 39 goals. I would think that both of you would be front runners for the Les Cunningham Award as AHL MVP. That will be voted on shortly by media, coaches, and players around the league. Obviously, you don't see the Eastern Conference, so they don't get to see you. But make a case for each other as to why they should be the MVP. Gerry, we'll start with you. Why is Sam Anis the league's MVP?
Well, Joe, he's an elite player. He's got great stick skills and instincts. He's been doing it for, like you said, he's been on the team 4 years, and he's just been better every year, it seemed. And he's just overall a great player and a great person. And he every time he's on the ice, something good is going to happen. So I think you put that in perspective. It's a no-brainer.
And Sammy, I know you don't like complimenting Gerry much, but 10-game winners this year, and as I mentioned, 39 goals. Why is he possibly the league's MVP?
Thank you for the kind words, Gerry. I know that was probably hard to just what he did this year, like 39 goals is absurd in itself, but the fact he did it in only 49 games and scored 2 goals up with Minnesota, and it got to a point where if Gerry didn't score, it was weird. And that is something that no matter what level you're at, especially at a high level like this, that is unheard of. And he was a threat no matter where he was, and scored shorthanded goals, power play goals, even strength goals, quite a few empty net goals. He was just a threat all around the ice all year. And I'm sure he was all over the other team's pre-scout and everything, and was just able to do everything he did. It was fun to be a part of.
I think I got a solution for the AHL. How about co-MVPs, and then everybody's happy.
Let's go back.
I can live with that.
Let's go to a question about teammates and those sorts of things. A younger guy on the Iowa Wild roster from this season, you think can take another step? We saw Nico Sturm have a great year. Connor Dewar and Brandon Duhaime, 2 rookies, really impacted the Iowa Wild in a positive way. And so many times guys have that first year to second year jump. Sometimes maybe they struggle and don't have that leap. But is there a teammate from this year, a young guy that you think you expect to take a step in his career next year? Gerry, we'll start with you.
Yeah, you mentioned Dewar and Duhaime. They kind of remind me of like me and Sam. They play together. They're like really good friends. Duhaime's a big kid. He has good skill, good speed, and he fights. So he does it. He's all over the place out there. And Dewar's a smart player, and he knows where guys are on the ice, and he can score. And he has a pretty decisive shot. I was surprised sometimes he'd come into the zone and he'd rip it from above the top of the circles and it'd go in. So those two, and even Sturmy. Sturmy played some games up this year and he looked great. So it's a good future for Minnesota and even the Iowa Wild.
How about you, Sammy? Anything jump out?
Yeah, I'll just kind of piggyback off those two and Dewar and Duhaime, and they both kind of complement each other well in that they've got a different skill set, but they both can play a 200-foot game. I think Connor Dewar was a rookie, and there's times where he's killing a 5-on-3, and that really shows how much trust that he gained from the coaches. And I think beginning of the year he was a scratch, and to move all the way to killing 5-on-3 and getting some power play time when Rousey was hurt. And they both have a bright future, and it was good to see them grow this year.
Gerry, any advice for young hockey players when it comes to shooting the puck? Talk to Sam about the stuff he did in his basement all the way back to when he was a toddler, stick handling and hand-eye coordination. But shooting the puck and that quick release you've got, where does that come from?
Well, definitely shooting pucks off ice. I've done that a lot. And even when I have some ice by myself, I'll bring like my cousin out there, and I'll do quick snapshots and shots I take in the slot in the power play. But I think, honestly, like I tend to do this a lot. I like to pass sometimes too, and I'll pass up on a good shot. But if you have it, sometimes you have to be a little selfish. Some guys will get upset if you don't pass to them on a 2-on-1. We kind of make a joke about it in practice. And sometimes you got to be a little selfish and release it quick. And you can't score if you don't shoot. So I think that you put that into your mind, is shoot the puck at all times. You're going to get a lot of goals.
Sam, you scored 20 goals in your career a couple of times, including this year with the 20 goals and 50 assists. So I don't want to take away from your ability to score, especially coming down that right wing side on the man advantage. But from a passing standpoint, a vision standpoint, and some of the things that go into locating your teammates.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is kind of knowing where they are and not trying to make eye contact with them, or just kind of telegraph your pass. And whether it's something on the power play that obviously teams would probably get frustrated because they know that at some point we're going to get the puck to Gerry in the middle and he'd rip it in. And whether it would come from me to him or Rousey to him, it just seemed like we were able to do it. And I think a lot of that comes from just trying to manipulate the D-man with certain head fakes or movements, and something as subtle as just opening up your blade, and all of a sudden they think you're going to shoot. And Gerry's obviously always expecting it, and he's got a great release, so he could always get it off. And I think we just did a good job in figuring out ways to get it in there.
I want to ask each of you guys one more question about a teammate. Gerry, can you give us some thoughts on Kyle Rao? Obviously a huge part of the power play. I see that grin already, but some thoughts on his skill set, just what he means to you guys as a group.
Well, definitely a huge part of that power play, and our team, obviously. He's a fast little scrappy kid. That's what kind of our team is kind of. We have small guys who are scrappy. Mason Shaw is a scrappy guy. Me, Sammy's scrappy sometimes. But no, Rousey, he knows where I am all the time, and I think the key to him is when he gets the puck from Sam on the goal line, he doesn't even catch the puck. He'll just one touch it, even if it's kind of not there. He puts it in the spot where I know he's going to put it every time. So I think us three on that little side of the ice is huge for that power play. And if you add in, Luke Johnson, and on the other side, he has an absolute bomb. So, it's hard to cover our power play because there's so many options we can use. I think that's, Rousey brings a lot to the table.
Sam, I was going to ask you next about Luke Johnson. Gerry just touched on him, but first year with the organization, finished with 18 goals in a shortened season. He missed games to injury, and then obviously the COVID pandemic shutting things down. But just the impact Luke Johnson had and what you saw from his skill set this year.
Yeah, it was. He was a great addition to the power play. I think we were all pretty nervous about losing Cal on the other side of the PP, and it kind of took a while for us to get our mojo going, especially that Johnny was hurt at the beginning. But just adding a right shot on that side, kind of in that Ovechkin hole or whatever you want to call it, it added a completely different element to our power play. And last year was kind of Cal and I were both pass first guys coming down the half wall, and to add a guy on the other side that's had a shoot first mentality, and he really, he must have had 5 power play goals in the last 10 games or something. He was on fire, and it just added another threat to us. And he's such a strong player on his skates, and he makes smart plays with the puck, and he was a great addition to the power play.
Lastly, I want you guys to leave our fans with some thoughts on the year. And I know you were both primed for a long Calder Cup playoff run. The team was just, mere points away from clinching at the time of the shutdown. Gerry, we'll start with you, and then Sam from there. Just thoughts for the fans on what a year it was, and obviously, unfortunately, comes to an end a bit early.
Yeah, it's definitely a bummer. And, we had great support from the fans this year. Every game seemed to be packed, and that's huge for not only us but the community around Des Moines. And it's nice that we can have such great teams. So it's actually fun to watch us play. And it is a bummer that we can't finish the season out, because they brought a lot of energy. And I think next year our team's going to be just as good. And I think they should expect great things again from us, and bear with us.
Yeah. Thank you for all the support all year. And like Gerry said, it's great to see how much it's grown in the area, and whether it's kids playing hockey or wearing Iowa Wild apparel or just anything like that, it's just a testament to how much it's grown. And so many of the fans they're just such good people that we've gotten to know on a personal basis, which is cool. And just being able to see them after games or at a jersey auction or things like that, and be able to have a conversation with them as opposed to just maybe taking a picture or signing an autograph. You're able to talk to people that have become friends over the years now, and it's just it's a great community, and we hope to build off it even more.
I want to thank you guys both. Congratulations on the awards. The John B. Sullenberger Trophy for Sam Addis, 70 points leading the AHL, and Gerry Mayhew with 39 goals, the Willie Marshall Award. A lot of great players across the AHL have won those awards in the past, and thank you guys for being such great ambassadors for the Iowa Wild and for this community for hockey. Stay safe. There wasn't a lot of fluff to this, a lot of hardcore hockey talk, so I appreciate you guys making some time for us today.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
All right, Gerry, time, always a pleasure. Sammy, thanks, buddy. And Wild fans, we'll catch you soon. Stay safe out there. Keep it real.